At the bottom of the world, on the southern coast of New Zealand, just one crew is willing to risk it all.
You've got great white sharks, you've got 7 gillas. You never know what's going to come up behind you.
With a global industry worth almost $500 million a year,
Dollars!
there's fortunes to be made, chasing one of the world's most sought-after delicacies.
I've probably just made $600 in about an hour and a half.
The sea urchin.
So that's why they call it Spiky Gold.
For huge paydays,
Instead of 13 hours.
they're pushing the limits. Diving up to 150 feet on one breath.
I have blacked out.
It's one of the world's most dangerous professions. Mistakes can be deadly.
You've got class for a big shark, eh?
I'll go in there, pull his tail, I'll give you $20.
But these divers are some of the best
He's the best spear fisherman in New Zealand and I'm right on his tail.
and hungriest
Got it! Got me! Monster!
in the world.
We go hard.
It's what happens when you hold your breath for 5 years.
One boat, 2 teams.
Double again, will ya?
Is that ahead of me?
The race is on.
It's good fun, man.
Last week, the crew executed a perfect fast turnaround mission to the Green Islets. But as they returned to Bluff Harbour, skipper Dwayne received news that an even bigger order of 35 dollabs had come in that needed filling in the next 48 hours.
The markets and the demand is quite high, so if we stop-start with the markets, they stop-start with us too. They won't constantly be ringing up asking for product.
But filling the orders to keep the market happy is another thing. To do that, he needs divers. Lots of them. A few hours later, Dwayne has managed to wrangle his crew, who are in good spirits, all things considered.
Boys are going to load up and have a good day. Best of winter diving we can have.
Winter diving. This year it's been awesome, eh? Warm and beautiful water, real clean water, and it's probably one of the best winters I've had in Southland in my past 3 years, so yeah, awesome.
And to heighten spirits further, a familiar face has returned back to the crew.
That song looks like Dion. Does it? Stop.
Couldn't stay away.
Yeah.
Boys.
What's going on, bro? I don't know.
Oh, no way. Thought I was dreaming. They keep getting on. Bloody hell. He's home.
Feels real good to be back. It's home away from home on here. So it's yeah, good feeling for me.
Can we go and get a box of piss now?
Yeah, I already know.
Awesome.
Isn't it? Yeah, just keen to get down there, get some winter diving in. No sharks around, so nothing else on the edge of my mind at the moment. Just get out there and yeah, hook some Kina.
Setting out from Bluff into a beautiful winter's afternoon, Dwayne explains their destination.
We're heading into Dusky this trip, right up. 14, 15 hour steam from Bluff.
Dusky Sound is a seriously long voyage from Bluff, 6 hours beyond the Green Islets they've just returned from. This is a high-yield spot, and as long as they get there early, they should have no problems filling the order.
Big crew this trip. We've got full crew, 5 divers, 3 dinghy boys. So we're going to have a big day tomorrow and come home. With winter diving, and we've got less hours in the days, probably only 7 or 8 good hours of light when we're diving, so we've got to be in the water early and right till dark pretty much. But they have a big crew, lots of divers in the water, and safety in numbers.
But it's the weather that is the biggest concern of all.
They're forecasting 6 metre swells and 30 metre southerly, which means we're going to go south to get home, so we're going to punch into it. So it's going to be pretty interesting. It's not ideal.
These types of conditions are common to the area, but best to avoid at all cost. A few weeks ago, we saw just how terrifying the sea can get in this part of the world. That was a 5 metre swell. 6 metres is another story altogether.
There's one time that sticks out for me. The swell was over 6 or 7 metres. The wind was blowing a good 30 or 40 knots, and all you could see was white water coming over the front of the boat. You couldn't see anything else. That stabiliser on the boat was underwater, the top of it, when we were going to the side and listing. The top of the stabiliser was going under the tide. Yeah, that's the most extreme, so can't get any worse than that, surely.
For the moment, the weather is no concern at all. It's cool runnings all the way to Dusky, which means the boys can get a good sleep before the hunt begins in the morning.
So we've finally made it to Fiordland, up into Dusky this morning. It's taken us 16 hours, and we've been greeted by dolphins. And that's sweet.
Unlike the dolphins, the weather isn't putting on much of a show for the crew this morning. With an air temperature of 40 degrees Fahrenheit and a water temperature just above freezing.
It's a beautiful day in Fiordland. A bit rainy, but won't affect the diving, so it should be great.
No enthusiasm at all. I thought I'd be jumping into like warm weather, but I can't even feel my fingers. I'm that soft now.
Oh yeah. Here we go.
Yeah, we got a huge day ahead of us, so yeah, we just got to slave drive our way through the day.
Yeah.
So cancer bacon.
With the sand nicks safely anchored, the crew get to work prepping the dinghies. Having 5 divers, they'll need all 3 running efficiently if they're going to fill the order. Who's teaming up with who is the next question.
Oh, today Dwayne's going to be taking Storm with him and working with my dinghy boy. Red Dog's getting taken off me, sort of poached away, so I'm a bit gutted about that. So,
All right,
yeah.
mate. I'll only be a bay away. Usually it's always me and Raymond together because nobody else can keep up with us. But today I'm with the big boy Dwayne and young fella Storm. I'm sure they'll still make me lots of money, but hey, at the end of the day, that's not my call to make, it's the skipper's decision. I've just got to roll with it and respect it. That's all I can do about it.
On top of Red Dog's partnership with Raymond breaking up, he's also decided to quit smoking.
I've tried to quit smoking a few times. It's not the easiest thing in the world, but I do find it a lot easier when I'm at work. Cold turkey, didn't buy a vape, didn't bring any smokes, so I'm out here. There's nothing, there's no shops around the corner, so it should be pretty good.
Just a coffee this morning.
But it was sort of like a wee bit of a cry on the inside. I couldn't have a dart, hey, but I was like, oh, at least I got a coffee, and then it was like, where's that bacon? And yeah, now I still want a dart. Well, I'll get over it.
A quick suit up and it's the youngest and keenest first in the water.
Woo!
According to Raymond, he's going to collect a record haul for the day.
Well, that's what he reckons. He'll be doing well. Doing real well. I'll buy him a beer if he did.
9 a.m, $10, let's go! Let's stay to your spot, Chop.
Yeah!
Of all the divers, Raymond stands the best chance of winning the race, as he has a dinghy all to himself.
See you later.
Team 2 is divers Dion and Chops. Chops is celebrating his 30th birthday today and will be hoping for a good haul. But it's the captain's team that are having the slowest start.
It's not very exciting or appealing getting into a suit this time of year, but
What's the water temperature?
it's about shriveled.
It seems that Dwayne will do almost anything to avoid getting in his wetsuit today.
I'm always camping at the moment. I can leave all the dishes here. Dwayne will do them, he'll give me an extra half hour.
Finally suited up, Team Dwayne, Storm and Red Dog hit the water.
Let's go!
With 35 dough labs to collect and bad weather on the horizon, if they don't put their foot down now, they'll risk missing the order completely. It's a freezing morning in Dusky Sound, Fiordland. The crew of the San Nicholas have a huge order to fill in just one day, before heading back to Bluff tonight. Raymond has shot out first with intentions of setting a new record for one day. But he hasn't teamed up with his usual dinghy boy, Red Dog. He has newbie Liam, who hasn't even finished eating breakfast yet.
We're not going to be around here. No, mate.
Liam's been on plenty of boats in the past, but not on the San Nicolas and not with me. For some reason, he seems to be more into his breakfast than what's going on around him at the moment. I'm aiming for about 10 dolabs of fat sea urchins today. I hope he can keep up because he's probably going to be struggling.
This first urchin bed isn't too bad, and pretty soon Liam's dinghy boy skills are put to the test. With a hot meat pie lining his stomach, he gets stuck in, packing those urchins tight. Team Dwayne and Storm have made a late start due to Dwayne's procrastinating about the cold weather this morning.
It is as cold as I expected. You just got to suck it up, really. Get on with it and just hope that that patch appears. Might be straight away, it might be after an hour or so, but just got to keep looking.
Yeah, I'm not really worried about the cold too much. I mean, our suits are nice, big, thick 7 mils, which makes it nice and warm. Yeah, I'm more concerned that we're actually in the right spot. I guess we'll just have to hunt around and see and try find them.
And here the chaos starts. Here's Dwayne now. Oh.
And he's not impressed with his pickings so far.
Average. Average? Pretty average. But considering this is Dusky Sound, probably as good as it's going to get.
Both size and colour of the roe are deciding factors in the final price paid. But as a dinghy boy, Red Dog's got much more to look out for than just the quality of the urchin.
Number one's turning your diver to sushi. That'd be the worst one. And then, yeah, just the big whole shark factor watching out for jaws, mate. I don't like that one. That's got to be my biggest fear, eh? Turning it around and it's like that Australian program, getting eaten. Too bro.
Not very fat. The urchins have got not much roe and they're good colour.
Not the bee's knees. It's not what we want.
Back with Team Raymond, the boys are having more luck. They've come across a patch where the urchins are large and there's plenty of them. Excited by their find, Liam's eager to check the colour and size of the roe.
Yes, money in the bank.
Look at the size of those, my bro. Just beautiful. Right, keep it going, make the money.
Team Dion are making the most of the day, and Chops hits the water with enthusiasm. Straight into a sea urchin collecting frenzy. It's more of a leisure trip for Dion, and he's much slower to get back in.
Dion will be feeling the cold, I imagine. Poor bugger. It's been a while since he's been diving down here. The water's temperature's dropped dramatically since summer. I hope he gets on with it though, because we've still got a market to meet and the weather's not looking too good this afternoon.
Team Red Dog heads back to the San Nic with their first full load of the day, and it's taken longer to collect than expected.
Not very good start today. We've scratched around a few different spots looking for fat urchins, but we haven't come out on top. We've got some just to make sure we've got some for the boat, but
Yeah, there wasn't much urchins where we first jumped in, so we'll try the other side of the island and hopefully there's plentiful urchins over there.
It's Raymond and Liam's second trip back to base. Both of them pleased to have filled these bins so quickly.
First 2 dolabs of the day was and then it went all good after that, so I'm pretty happy. So yeah, just keep chipping away and hopefully get our 10 bins for the day. just got to watch out I don't break the dinghy boy. He reckons he's good as gold, but I don't know.
Oh, you don't take mercy on me.
Nah, don't.
And he's not happy with his boat's motor either.
Outboard's
This needs to go to the shop.
Really? Yeah, nah, bug it. It's coughing, and it won't start full power. It won't run at full power at all. Only with a bloody load off it.
I was going to say, will you come back? You were just fast disappeared.
Yeah, but we bloody stopped midway. Did you not see it slow down? It's either got water in it or the club running for 30 years.
Raymond needs to settle it down a wee bit on my poor motor. I gotta wait for one trip and he just it. Dents on the side. It's not a pretty sight. Raymond needs to stick to diving and let us dinghy boys do the job. Just needs to take it easy, otherwise there'll be nothing left of the poor boat at the end of the day.
After our last spins we've done, we're going to stay around the same area. There's still plenty of good urchins down there, so there's no point in going anywhere else. If the weather holds and we keep this up, we are on track for an awesome payday. Nobody else has hit our spot yet, and we're well ahead of the others, so I can't see us not winning the ENDEVR competition today.
Dion returns to the Sand Nick with his first catch of urchins in months. Despite the cold, he's still feeling positive.
Not too bad, eh? A lot better than what I thought it'd be. I've had a few nights on the bears since I've left there. Yeah, I definitely need more gloves. My gloves are shot out. I can't even grab a sea urchin without being pricked.
Sorry, mate, I got your back. I'll get you some more.
Even my booties. Oh, I'm getting cold feet, eh? If you haven't seen, there's snow up on the mountains there. It's cold. The other part of this whole experience is that cold ice melt coming down through the gullies, and it's sitting right on top, and that's where we have to sit and breathe up most of the time. So while we're sitting there and trying to breathe up, we're trying to stay warm at the same time.
Thankfully, Chops has a spare pair of new dive gloves that should improve Dion's afternoon.
Gotta treat the celebrity diver well.
Oh yeah, new gloves, I'll be a better man. Probably a few kilos lighter too.
Oh, get out of the way, out, come on. I got 14 no leaves to do today. You having fun, bro?
Oh yeah, bro.
That's the one. How's it going, mate? Oh yeah, pretty not bad. Better now, we just hit the meat run patch. Thought we better leave that animal Dwayne back there to keep filling these for us, and while we come and unload some. What do we got? Storm is at 39 and 100.
We found some urchins over at the islands over there, but we found a good spot now, and so we're going to keep going and go real hundies and see if we can fill these in another half an hour load like we just did before, so it should be good.
With all three teams cranking along in top gear and the clock ticking down, the race for the money is on. Dusky Sound is alive with the sound of dinghies motoring in and out of the islets this morning. The pressure is on to collect a huge haul of urchins and get going before the storm hits in a few hours. Coming back to the San Nicolas well ahead of the other teams is Raymond and Liam.
Bloody good start to the morning. Sea urchin are pretty good, not too bad. First load was a bit shabby, so I tried a bit harder this round and done a bit better on it. Hey!
And dinghy boy Liam is keeping up with Raymond's relentless pace.
I wasn't too sure on the first round. I was sort of getting a bit annoyed, but then he sort of got the hang of it, so yeah, he's going bloody good for what I'm putting him through.
Oh yeah, he's not too bad. Pretty bloody good.
With 8 Dolabs return, Raymond's still confident of his lead.
I'm on top of them by a lot. I'm actually kicking their just like normal, so just let them know that, okay? Poor Red Dog's missing out on a lot of money because he's got the team and they're catching off. Full power.
The only thing hindering Raymond's success is his dinghy, which sounds ready to clap out at any second.
This is my outboard that's been itself all day. Oh, you sack of We're giving the best dinghy. Yeah. Nah.
Hopefully the outboard's got enough life in it to get us back and forth a few more times.
I reckon there'll be some sea urchins living here.
Full of confidence, Raymond manoeuvres his dinghy towards the perfect drop-off spot.
Don't do that. Maybe. Don't put that on. I always have a catchphrase. I'm a diver, not a swimmer, so that's why I always take myself to the spot. But I that time.
Oh, I haven't seen him do it before, but it's a first for me.
And he's mistakenly dropped himself in the roughest, rockiest spot around, with visibility near zero. It's looking like the tide has turned for Team Raymond.
No good? Nah, a bit too rolly in there for comfort, eh? It's pretty ass getting tossed around everywhere. All I can see is white water, I can't see any kitters. We're wasting valuable time, it's getting dark, we've got these 2 bins to do and getting a wee bit worried.
We've got targets to reach, but I sure as hell don't want to be stuck out here when that bad weather hits.
As the winds increase, Team Dion have picked up the pace, working in one of the more exposed areas of the inlet.
It always takes a while to get back into the rhythm, but Dion's doing real well at the moment. It's tough out there with the weather. The swell's big, the wind's there. I never expected him to keep up with storm and rain. But he's bringing in good quality urchins, and if he can keep that up for this afternoon, I'm happy.
Red Dog takes his team further up the inlet, looking for a better patch of urchin. They're surprised to find a pod of dolphins, but he's still on the lookout for sharks.
It just looks sharky to me. This is the sort of area we get out of the bush, lows light right down. It's quite flat. You don't have any roll, no surge in here. It's just nice, flat calm for them.
Yeah, I'd actually be pretty surprised if we see any sharks today. I mean, the dolphins would be long gone if there was any sharks hanging around. Red Dog's attempted to give up smoking on this trip, so I guess he's a bit on edge. I don't know how long it will last. Yeah, at least I know he's still got our backs, and that means we can concentrate on finding good urchins and making money.
Yeah, I haven't had a smoke for a couple of days now. Feels a bit weird getting up in the morning and having a coffee without a smoke, but there's nothing I can do except for just look after these guys and just keep on going. That's all I can do. From what Dwayne's pulling in now, the longer trip in the calmer waters really has paid off. Just roll on payday. The monies.
Well, the urchins are right here. They've been the fattest condition we've found so far.
Back closer to the Sand Nick, Raymond isn't having as good a time of it.
Last of the day, I'm just going to take it. I can't be looking anywhere else. Had a gas full. So yeah, we're just going to grab 2 bins of this stuff. It ain't too bad. Not the best of the day, but a little bit.
Compared to the loaded urchin patch this morning, these last spots just don't seem worth the effort. And with the storm due to hit, it could almost be time to call it a day.
Is it full yet? No. It's taking forever.
Another 4 hand nets maybe.
Over it, eh? I've had enough. It's getting dark and we're just struggling to get this last bit. I just got to knuckle into it and get it done.
Team Red Dog is still exploring the calmer water further inland. No sharks are to be seen, but the urchin are unreliable this far in. Some are great, but a lot of them are too small to harvest. It's taking much longer to fill the nets in here.
Yeah, that's a good one.
This will probably be our last run for the day. The urchins are good quality, but they're pretty spread out and not really much around. And we've pretty much cleared this entire area out. We don't have time to go anywhere else. The Red Dog's got to get us back to the boat before this bad weather comes, because yeah, she's not going to be a fun trip home.
Back down on the bottom, a sudden surprise. Dwayne's found an urchin bed that could be the patch of the day.
Oh yeah, that looks mean.
I think yeah, that's a bit better. Woo. They got something in them.
I thought I was going to be stuck on average urchins all day, but those last few nets, they came up were quite good, so I've got to be happy to top the day off with something like that.
What Dwayne should be really worrying about is the weather. Huge seas are forecast for later tonight, and the question is soon going to be not whether they can fill the order, but whether they will be able to get it home or not. A freezing day of diving is drawing to a close in Dusky Sound.
Fresh snow melt, just sitting on top of the salt here, so it's quite hard to relax.
The teams have all done well, and the order is just a few dough labs away from being filled.
Just got to knuckle into it and get it done.
Chops and Dion have found a great spot and are about to fill their final 2 dough labs for the day. Dion's new gloves have made the difference, and he's been in great form all afternoon. With enough urchin collected to be allowed back on board, Dion takes some time to explore the familiar playground he's been away from for some time. Camouflaged octopus and narrow lobster caves are all around. But these females are pregnant or in berry and can't be kept. Finally, after some trial and error, Dion finds one that's okay to take home, as well as some quality snapper with the spear gun. Finished off with the best urchin from the pile. A flurry of hail and the temperature drops to near freezing, which suggests bad weather is not far off. Raymond is close to filling his final dough lab, but still needs to monitor the quality as he goes. The smaller sea urchins are likely to be empty, and harvesting these would make his final efforts pointless. And it's a balancing act above, as it becomes harder to keep the dinghy stable in the blustery conditions.
A rainbow! The kittens are at the end of the rainbow. And Sutherland's starting to pick up now. The wind's turned around, starting to come from the southwest.
So I need one more net to make my 10 dough labs. The urchin quality has improved again, and if the weather wasn't so threatening to turn, we could probably manage to do another trip. But you just can't take those risks when you're in the middle of nowhere.
Dion and his team make their way to the Sand Nick with sea urchin, snapper, and best of all, a lobster for dinner. He's also found a good-sized abalone, and hidden inside a rare discovery.
Yeah, I found pearls. Yeah, look at this. There's a whole lot of pearls in there. They're inside this actual pile guts itself. These pearls formed over there too. Clean them up, turn them into rings and sell them.
Birthday boy Chops has certainly been enjoying himself.
He's getting into me, look at that.
Nabbing a decent haul to remember his 30th by. Team Raymond gunned their battered dinghy back for the last time of the day. And by the sounds of things, they couldn't have gotten back sooner.
When you go around the corner, that roll was insane, eh? Yeah. It was probably like 3 metres just breaking over this rock, so it was insane.
Oh, it's going to be big on the way home. Right, we need to do a proper drop down so we don't repeat last time's events, eh?
What Raymond is referring to is the storm they hit a few weeks back that tore the dough labs loose.
Boom! Smashed it into the side of the boat as we're rolling side to side.
And forcing the team to re-secure their cargo during the storm. A delay like that is the last thing they need.
I was actually tempted to call it a couple of hours ago. The wind started picking up from the south, so sort of halfway I thought maybe we should be pulling the pin now, but we're sort of too late now. We'll be punching into it for the next 10 hours or so, so it won't be very nice.
Now everyone is back at the Sand Nick. It's all hands on deck.
Racing against the clock and the weather at the moment, so we'll get our sorted and get out of here.
A quick exit is exactly what they need if they're going to have any chance of making it back to Bluff to complete the order in time.
It's pretty important to get the weight right and the weight distribution pretty bang on, and when you've got a forecast. Each of these is probably 250 kilos.
300 if a dinghy boy packs it real well.
Diligent dinghy boys are a high commodity. and none more so than Red Dog, who treats every part of the ship as if it were his own.
I missed a trip on the boat. I come back and my outboard. No, the big deck right here. My poor boat. 2-3 years of looking after it and maintaining it. I'm gone for a week and it.
But the time to complain will come later. With every passing second, the weather is turning for the worse.
Literally, you can see it like glass, and then the wind just heading towards us.
Just punching out that first bit's going to be awful, eh?
Yeah, that's why we get paid the mega bucks, the mega dollars.
It's now a scramble to secure the load and get moving. But Dwayne has an idea on how to shave time off their journey.
There's a narrow gap out in front of us here that leads out into the open ocean through the islands. In theory, it's possible. I've never been through it, but we'll give it a go. It'll save us backtracking a couple of hours back the other way.
This is easier said than done, and his crew aren't quite so confident.
You don't know if we'll get the big boats through there?
No, there's a rock right on the other side.
Are you sure?
Look, you can see it though.
Yeah, we'll get past that.
Okay.
We'll try it. We've got a steel boat. I don't know if it will go through it, to be honest. This boat draws 2 metres. It's shallower than I thought here. I swam through it, and I know there's a ridge on either side, so I've got to make sure I stick to the middle. It's going to be tight.
Dwayne is the epitome of concentration as he navigates through increasingly shallower water.
Still got 11 metres.
I was leaning over the front of the boat, you know, looking around, and there were just rocks popping up, and yeah, she was getting pretty sketchy. I don't know if we were going to make it or not.
All the crew can do is hold their breath and hope the captain knows what he's doing.
Right, let's pin it.
Dwayne hits the throttle. It's now make or break.
Dwayne, you're a good skipper.
We didn't save any time, but it's how slow we took, but...
Steaming out into open water, it doesn't take long to find the bad weather. This is looking like it will be a very long night, and longer for some than others.
Right there, big fella.
And then I walk down past.
Get the sea legs floating in the 10 minutes into the trip, I'm already feeling sick.
Just had a sea legs, got us back.
The more you go out, the more your body like adapts to it. So if you haven't been on the boat for a while, you often get real seasick.
Go get some fresh air. Fresh air is good.
I'm fine.
Spare fuel in the dinghy down the back.
An hour later, as the Sand Nick heads south, they hit the full force of the storm.
It's getting pretty bloody gnarly out there. No one's going to be getting any sleep tonight if this continues.
Huge seas rock the vessel.
Taking a few waves over the front, quite a bit of water on deck, just come down the back.
With thousands of dollars of urchins and the lives of the crew in his hands, it's crunch time for Dwayne. After a fast and furious mission to Dusky Sound, the crew of the San Nicolas are driving their way through heavy seas towards home. But the storm is much larger than Skipper Dwayne expected.
Taking a few waves over the front, quite a bit of water on deck, which come down the back. We've hit down the side as well, and a bit of the gears. One of the boys' gears has gone over the side, I think. Who knows what we're missing, but...
He's now forced to make a big decision. Risk the safety of his crew, or wait out the storm and face missing the deadline on his order.
Coming in late, even by just a day, is actually quite a big deal because it all revolves around the shelf life of the product. So if you miss that day, the money goes down to half. The weather's just turned real and we're going to pull into Chalky, which is just a couple of miles south of Dusky. We're going to have to anchor up there for the night, find shelter, and readjust everything, and tomorrow we'll have a better trip.
Putting the crew's safety first, Dwayne has decided that the best option is to pull into a sheltered inlet at Chalky Island. It's not worth the risk of steaming further south into the notoriously dangerous Voyage Strait.
It's a bit disappointing, but it's too dangerous to go any further. I've radioed ahead and let them know we're not going to be until tomorrow night. yeah, better safe than sorry.
With the decision made, it's lights out. They will just have to hope that the weather tomorrow will afford them a quick run home. It's 7:30 a.m. and the crew have already been up for an hour working feverishly to resecure their cargo for the push home.
7:30 in the morning, pissed down with rain, got to restock the deck and awesome, eh?
It's Storm's 17th birthday today, so it's understandable he has a few complaints.
Yeah, I was hoping to get back for my birthday, but you can't control the weather, and Dwayne made the right call staying that extra night. But yeah, we'll celebrate when we get home, which will be fun.
Oh mate, when you see a diver in wet weather gear, you know it's hey. Oh, it's an awful time. We had about 30-40 knots screaming southwesterly last night with about a 6 metre roll. All my dive gear went over the side, bloody shit went everywhere.
Taking no chances, Dwayne is meticulous in his preparations for today's voyage.
So we're just going to rearrange the deck and the weight, put a couple of go-labs down the back. So we've got about a tonne extra further back. When we're steaming around the corner, it's going to get quite rough. We noticed it got quite rough last night, so we'll yeah, do it in the daylight rather than the dark.
Unfortunately, moving all that weight to the back of the boat can't be done with the crane. Each urchin needs to be moved from the bins into the nets by hand.
Oh, yeah. If we move 600 kilos to the back of the boat, it'll be a bit better, won't it?
What have you been getting, Chops? They any good?
That's all right.
You're not too bad, good work, Chops.
Need another small dough lab down the back.
Yeah, another one.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll grab that.
An hour of redistributing weight and stropping down the bins later,
It's not going anywhere, mate.
and they're almost ready to head back out into it.
Have you got a strop and rack here?
But first, they need to make sure the urchins are in healthy condition.
We want to keep our product alive when we land it. If they get freshwater on the urchins, they die, and we don't want them dying because then they'll rot. So we've got to water them with the saltwater hose and then they'll stay alive.
Fiordland, you get a lot of rain, it pisses down all the time, and what happens is the sea urchin, they've got a membrane inside them, and when they die, the membrane actually attacks the roe, and it turns it all red and it goes all rotten and so yeah, we're actually in a race right now to get this product back to Bluff. We lost a lot of time last night, we had to stop, we had to drop down. So yeah, we've got about another 12, 13 hours to get it back before it all turns to so yeah, race is on, definitely.
On their way now, Dwayne plots the abominable course they're going to have to take.
It's going to be a little bit going through here, and then around here is going to be real. And then if it's still quite strong southwesterlies, along here can be real too, real bad.
All in all, a fairly ominous 12 hours ahead. But the Coast Guard has a little bit of good news for them.
Chalky, ETA, 11 p.m. tonight.
Yeah, what's it like in Bluff at the moment?
Beautiful day. If there's any wind in the straits, I don't think there's a lot. Yeah, I haven't heard anybody down the shore this morning.
Cool as, cheers.
Good as gold at this stage, you know, we've got a good day.
Righto, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Gonna get the last word? She got the last word.
With every possible precaution taken, it's time to strap in and ride the roller coaster.
Nothing like a bit of roast for breakfast. Calm the guts.
It's just so uncomfortable because you're just getting thrown all over the show. You can't sleep, you can't make any food. Mostly everyone's spewing up over the side, so that's a great sight.
Like a rubber duck in a bathtub, a cork in a sink.
I was really craving a durry on the way home. I'm going to admit that really badly. Oh, I really wasn't keen. I just wanted to get home, eh?
You get a bit of like cabin fever almost, you know, you're stuck in the wheelhouse and you can't really move anywhere, you can't go outside, it's too rough.
As the swell increases and the wind starts gusting over 50 knots, Raymond describes the reality of what would happen if the San Nicolas was to capsize.
And the chances of survival are not great. The water's 10 degrees, the air temperature's around 13, 14 degrees. If we are lucky enough, our life raft will pop off the roof. It's a hydrostatic life raft, which means when the boat sinks to a depth of around 10 or 11 metres, a little rope gets cut inside a unit, and then the life raft shoots to the top and inflates. So yeah, if you're lucky, you have to get to that, but if you're inside and you get trapped in here, you're pretty out of luck. Panic is the worst thing you can do. You just got to be real calm about it. You got to use your head. You got to think. If you see any of us panicking, you know things are really, really bad.
Thankfully for now, despite the horizon disappearing every few seconds and the wind continuing to pick up strength, the crew all remain calm and collected. It's just a rough day at the office. "12 hours of weathering the storm and the San Nicolas has made it. Crew and cargo all intact.
Made it home alive. Boys are happy. Have a few rums after this. The urchins are looking good, ready to go. They're going to go straight into the chiller now. Boys are pretty keen to get off the boat, so we'll just get all this off and then get out of here.
But most importantly to the crew is that the trip has not been all in vain.
Good sized urchin. Have lost a bit of weight from all the salt water leaving over the last few days. We've had a whole lot of bouncing. Yeah, so hopefully we weigh these in and they haven't reduced in size. Still fat. Oh, that feels fat. What do you reckon about that?
That's pretty heavy. Oh.
Yeah, that's quite heavy.
Oh yeah, that's nice. That's
don't
nice.
crack it over.
No, that's a waste. Terrible waste.
It's good money. That's good money right there.
Dion couldn't have said it better. The boys are heading to Tonga tomorrow to celebrate the end of the winter season, and they have some fat paychecks from this trip to burn. Team Dion and Chops gathered 12 dolabs, making them $2,400. Not bad considering Dion had been out of the water for a few months. Team Dwayne and Storm managed 14 dolabs of 10% return rate urchin, making them $2,800. A pretty good 17th birthday present, even if Storm did have to spend it at sea.
Made some pretty good money. The urchins are real fat, so I'm just going to head over to Tonga tomorrow and probably just spend it all anyway.
But leading the way, hauling in 10 dolabs of high-quality urchin all on his own, Raymond earned himself $2,000 for one day of diving. Decent spending money for his upcoming holiday.
I'm stoked with the return we got out of it, and I'm bloody looking forward to jumping into some warm water tomorrow in Tonga.
A well-deserved drink finishes the day and signals the end of the winter diving season.
Best part of the trip.
Yeah, nice can of Coke for my 17th birthday.
To go with his can of Coke, Storm has decided to shed his winter coat. And his mates are more than happy to help.
That's enough, okay? Other side! No, that's enough. That's enough.
Wait, look at me.
You know, it's my first season on the boat, so it makes it good when you're improving.
Got the weapon of mass destruction, so let's go.
And I just had a great time forward to next year.
I had a bloody great time. When I'm at work, it's when I shine the most. I just love it.
So funny, I kicked your stage.
Spinning the same banter as always, so it's great.
Now there's gangster.
Ha! Good season. Boys have had a good time. Diving's been all right.
Found the hot spot. Pretty good, actually.
Urchins have been good quality in general, so bring on summer.
Always looking forward to the summertime. Fat kid in a cake shop, pretty much. That's where you make your most money, is the summertime.
Hard money, but good money!